Hello everybody, how are you doing today? My name is Tony Zano and this is the Affiliate Party Podcast. We are coming to you live today. It's episode 89 of the podcast, and today we are going to talk about why you should have an opinion, a strong opinion. And also we're going to talk about time, just time in general, time restraints, time. Time is very important, but also you can't focus on time. So today, first, before we get started, the time you listen to this, it's Monday, October the 12th, 2020. I'm recording this episode on a Sunday night. So, because as I told you, we are going to make sure that we have these uploaded every morning around 8 o'clock. We're going to be consistent, we're going to be persistent, and we're going to keep this podcast going for you. Because as I say, this podcast is getting better. As I said yesterday, I don't want to this podcast to death anymore. So we will do, I will do my best to do a lot more focusing on you and how to help you get to where you want to go, because we are all looking to go somewhere in life. You know what I mean? So, how was your weekend? Me, Saturday, I had a nice day with my wife. We went out to this seafood place. I like seafood. Well, I don't know if people consider this seafood, but my wife, she had shrimp and everything like that. And we enjoy seafood. But Saturday, I went back to my roots. I'm from Missouri, and the part of Missouri I'm from, we enjoy one fish. You know what that fish is, ladies and gentlemen? It is called the catfish. Okay, we love some catfish. So we went to this restaurant. It's pretty good, actually. If you're ever in the Atlanta area, first off, if you live in Atlanta or if you're ever in the Atlanta area, I mean, hit your boy up, you know what I'm saying? We might have lunch. You never know. And so this is a very good, it's the Marietta Fish, what is it? Marietta Fish Market, I believe. I think that's the name of the place. But anyway, it's a company. They own a couple of restaurants, actually. They own Marietta Diner. If you ever are in Atlanta, check that out. The Marietta Diner is pretty good. They have a pretty big menu, actually. Me and my wife, we go there maybe once a year, maybe. Well, normally at night for some reason, like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. But, and they have some other places that are pretty good. But, yeah, Marietta Seafood. And I had the catfish. And I enjoy catfish every now and then. Of course, I like all kinds of, as I discovered over my, I really didn't have, because like I told you, I'm growing up in Missouri. We don't really have, nobody's clamoring for shrimp, Especially back then, Nobody was like, I'm looking for shrimp and crab, So I really didn't have crab until I was like 20-something, 30-something probably. But catfish, I've been eating catfish since I was, knee-high to a grasshopper. But anyway, we had a nice day. Then we went to this place. I'm sorry I'll give you a recap, but I had a nice day. So I just want to share it with you. And we went to this place called the Sweet Hut. Of course, and I'm also giving you some ideas. If you're ever in Atlanta, it's a place called the Sweet Hut. And they have this... They have food too, but they also have these little desserts. I got a donut. Normally, I only get donuts from one place. That's my friend's donut place. But went to the Sweet Hut. My wife, she wanted to go. She said, I want to get something sweet. We was driving, and I said, we can go to the Sweet Hut. And so we went to the Sweet Hut. She got some kind of thing. My wife's a chef, as I probably told you before, but she gets these things, and I'm kind of basic when it comes to ordering food. I really don't do a lot of condiments. I don't do a lot of ketchup and mustard. And I don't do that, period. I don't do ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, all that stuff. So I normally just get stuff, kind of plain. But my wife, she gets all this stuff, and I don't understand any of it. But I'm like, oh, okay, that looks all right. And then she got some kind of drink that I didn't understand, but if you ever in Atlanta, check out the Marietta place, the Marietta Fish Market. I think that's the name of it. And the Sweet Hut. The Sweet Hut, they have one downtown Atlanta too. So, but they have good drinks, and they have good dessert. So, but I heard the food's pretty good too. So you can check that out. But anyway, Now let's get to the subject. Let's get to the subject. I hope you had a good weekend too, by the way. At the time of this recording, before I get started, at the time of this recording, I don't know how many of you watch football. I don't watch a lot of football, but I just check out the score. I watch the score or whatever, and I saw that the Falcons. I live in Atlanta, but the Falcons, they lost again, and they're supposed to fire the coach. But I kind of feel bad. You don't want to see somebody get fired, but. The Falcons, they had a good run. They're supposed to win the Super Bowl, but they didn't. So after that, sort of went kind of downhill. But, we'll probably talk about that and apply that to marketing and another thing. But, what teams do you watch if you watch football or not, or whatever sport you watch? I watch all kinds of sports. So, well, not these days. But I'm gonna get back to it soon. I just got to get everything rocking and rolling. But anyway. This segment, we're going to talk about opinions and why you need to have an opinion. Now, one thing you have to learn is you don't have to be an expert on everything that you talk about. You just have to have a understanding about the thing that you talk about, okay? So you don't have to sit there and study for like 10 years, Of course, some things you're going to be more expert about than other things, but everything you're not going to be like a genius. Now, of course, we're not trying to get you to be a genius about everything, but for this subject, for this topic, what you need to have and what you need to make sure that you have on anything that you talk about, anything you do, anything that you produce, any content, is make sure that you that you have an opinion and make sure that opinion is strong. You don't want to have a ho-hum. And you don't want to be a on the fence kind of opinion person. You don't want to do that because marketing is about especially in the affiliate marketing business, it's about people are going to buy a product. That's the thing that we know. People are going to buy a product, but who are they going to buy the product from? That's where you come into play at. And because if you don't want to be the person that's like, if they say good or evil, you go, well, I can see points in both. I mean, yeah, of course, we all can see points in both, but sometimes you just want to say, no, good. I just want good. And then go with that opinion, If that's your opinion, then go with that opinion, It's just like in the presidential election, people talk about, I'll give you an example. My brother, we talk about politics, me and my brother, and I call him up and I go, who you gonna vote for? My brother says, I don't know. And I go, you don't know? What? I mean, I try not to cuss anymore on this podcast, but I'm like, the hell you mean you don't know who you're gonna vote for? Are you joking? Like, bruh, this is, it's like the presidential election is like 3 weeks away, and I knew 4 years ago that I wasn't voting for, if Trump was gonna be the Republican candidate, I knew damn well I wasn't going to vote for him. You know what I mean? Like, come on. 3 years ago, I knew this. And I didn't care who became the Democratic person. I'm like, I'm voting for whoever the other person is because it's not about a Republican. It's not about a Democrat. It's just, I think he's a shitty president. And it is what it is. You know what I mean? He's a shitty president in my eyes. He causes racism and it's a bunch of bullshit. You know what I mean? So that's my opinion. And that's what I'm going with. So that's, November, when I go to vote, I'm voting for Joe Biden. Joe Biden has warts and all that jazz, blah, 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 whatever, but I'm voting for Joe Biden, you know what I mean? Like, and my brother, he's like, I don't know. Like, what the hell you mean you don't know? Like, what do you need to see? And now, if you vote for whoever you want to vote for, but don't come with the weak sauce, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. It's like, it's 3 weeks away. It's a 1 or 2. Well, you got 3 candidates. You got the independent candidate, but you can't sit there and act like you don't know who you're going to vote for at this point. Like, this is not like, 2008, Barack Obama, John McCain. I'm not a Republican or whatever, but John McCain, he has good qualities and all that. I could understand if you would have told me in 2008, I don't know who I'm going to vote for. I'm on the fence. I'd be like, all right, I could sort of see that. But this is like not even you know, this is not even a thing. This is like, you either going to vote for this guy, or you're going to vote for that guy. Like, this is facts. This is not, you know, on the fence type of situation. So that's why I tell you, in the affiliate marketing, in the whatever you do, the videos, the podcasts, have an opinion, make the opinion strong. If it's something you don't like, or something you don't think that is good, you should just say, I don't think this is good. I don't think that it worked. It doesn't work for me. I don't think it'll work for you. You know, blah, blah, blah. You don't want to be like, well, maybe not, blah, 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 blah. Like, nah, we can't do that, because marketing is about, you are a affiliate marketer, you are whatever you want to be, but at the same time, we are here to build an audience. We are here to build a following. You are here to build this is the creation of what you want people to do. This is you know what I'm saying is, yes, like I've said before, of course we are here to help people. You are here to help people find a way, or, you know, buy a product and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But also, you are here for yourself, to build a following, to build an audience, to grow an audience. So just like the Rush Limbaughs of the world, you know, all these people, they put these people on the radio for a reason, because these people have a strong opinion, whether you like it or not. They are not like milk toast. They're not like, because we talked about this before. It's about the whole it was like when all those talk shows wanted to be Oprah, and it's like, no, there's only one Oprah. And then Jerry Springer said, you know what, I'm gonna do this kind of show. And I mean, the show was shit. I mean, let's be honest with each other. I mean, it was crap TV, but it worked. I mean, I watched it, a lot of people watched it. So, you know, sometimes you just have to know where you want to go. You want to know what you want to talk about, and you want to just stick with it, you know. And of course, sometimes opinions change and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, you just want to make sure whenever you talk, and whenever you're talking about, and whatever you're doing, you know, like if you're an affiliate for, you know, whatever, some kind of product, and you go, I believe this product will work for you, it work for me. You don't want to go, maybe not, blah, 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 blah. You know, don't do that. It's like, I used to watch this ESPN show back in a long time ago. NFL, what was the name of that show? NFL Morning. It was something to do with Sunday mornings, you know. And it was like Chris Berman and Tom Jackson. I remember in the 90s, it was just talking about X's and O's, and, you know, they did a little bit of this was before the whole hot take culture, you know, and they would talk, you know, football. And Tom Jackson, he was good at breaking down plays, breaking down X's and O's, and he was excellent at all that kind of stuff. And then I remember they started going more to the sensational kind of stuff, you know, like, oh no, this guy, he's no good, he should be fired, blah, blah, blah. And I remember that I read this article how the ESPN executives, they told Tom Jackson, it was like, we need you to have more of an opinion. And he's like, what do you mean? I've been doing this for like 10 years and it's been working. I'm like, no, we need you to start ripping into people and that kind of stuff. Because ESPN, they took on a whole different, you know, they started bringing up the Skip Baylesses of the world, the Stephen A. Smiths, and these people started having opinions, and this stuff started getting ratings for ESPN. So ESPN wanted everybody to come up with spicy takes. So they wanted Tom Jackson to do that. And I don't really think that was really his thing. He's a football analyst. He's not a, like, I'm gonna rip you a new ass. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna rip you a new asshole or whatever like that. Like, that's not what he does. So, but ESPN was like, the more you basically, it's like the more you ripped into people, the more airtime you got. And clearly, you know, I don't watch a lot of ESPN anymore, but clearly the people they have on ESPN now are all like hot take junkies or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying you have to go that far, but you don't have to be Rush Limbaugh, you don't have to be Donald Trump, you don't have to be all these people, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to be a shock jock, but you must have an opinion, and you must come with it, and you must be strong in your convictions, strong in your beliefs. You don't want to be straddling on the fence. You don't want to be, You know, you don't want to be gravy. You don't want to be wavy, baby. You know what I'm saying? So come with them opinions, you know, and be strong with them. When you do your videos, have confidence, you know, because like I said, affiliate marketing is not about, because people are going to buy the products or whatever, but you want the people to buy from you. So the stronger you are, because people want to follow a leader. They don't want to follow, you know, they don't want to follow what they perceive not to be a leader. Some people want to be led, you know. It's like when I was in the military, people, you know, they was 35 years old and they was E4s, E5s, and they still wanted to be led. They still wanted the held hand, even though they've been in the military 15 years. You know, they would get upset. Somebody else come along and, you know, boss them around. They're like, but it's like, hey man, you've been here 15 years, you haven't advanced yet, so obviously you don't care that much to you know, want to move up. So somebody has to move up, somebody has to step up. So in the affiliate marketing, like I told you before, a lot of people start affiliate marketing, a lot of people don't finish affiliate marketing. But if you want to finish affiliate marketing, you want to make this a career, you want to make this full time, you have to, you know, be strong and your conviction strong with your opinions. Don't be milquetoast, don't be on the fence, you know, always produce the content, all that good stuff, right? But just make sure you have an opinion, make sure it's strong, you know, make sure it's your opinion. You don't have to follow behind anybody else. Don't let people, you know, sort of like when you see people, they talk about email, you know, one thing you see about, and the more you start doing this stuff, the more, you know, you'll see things like people will tell you about, you know, open rates, but it's like nobody really gives a shit about open rates. An open rate doesn't mean nothing to me. An open rate is, if you open the thing, if somebody opens an email that I send them and they click on a link and they buy, then I'll care. But if I get 100 open email rates, but I get nobody clicking on links, nobody buying the product, then I don't really give a shit. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter. So, and then some people, they're like, oh no, open rates are important. So just, if it's important to you, it's important to you. You know what I mean? But if it's not, then it's not. So just make sure that you are, you know, don't be wishy-washy. Don't be, you know, be strong, be a leader. You know, people will come, people will follow, people will, you know, I'm not saying following is a bad thing, you know, because we all follow something, you know, a code, a rule, a person, or something. You know what I mean? We all follow something, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, we're gonna come back. I know this was a long segment, you know, but we're going to come back and we're going to talk about time, and we're going to talk about why time is important in some ways. But it's, look, see, time is important in some ways, but sometimes I'm going to give you 2 examples of why time is important, but time is not important. All right? Contradictory, I know, but stay tuned. All right? Listen to the commercial. Start your own Anchor podcast, all right? And no, we'll get back to it right after this commercial, all right? Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Now we're going to discuss time a little bit. Now, I listen to this. Now, as you well know, listen to a lot of audiobooks. So Friday, I decided to crack open the audiobook. I got done with the Walter Payton audiobook, which was pretty good. It's pretty good. Of course, we all know how it ended. If you know anything about Walter Payton, he died a long time ago, 1999. So we all know how that book. You know, he got sick and, you know, he passed. But so then I started listening to an audiobook by Mariah Carey. First I thought, Mariah Carey, why am I gonna listen to that? But I said, you know what? Mariah Carey, she's very successful, and I try to listen to people that are successful. Mariah Carey has had a lot of success in her life. She has written a lot of songs that are great, and I enjoy quite a few of them. And so first thing she said in her book was she don't believe in time. And I said, that's very strange. I said, Mariah Carey doesn't believe in time. And I started thinking about time, and I started thinking. And we are the only creatures that really think about time, think about a clock, you know, because, you know, trees, they don't really, you know, trees, time is time just goes, you know, time, but trees, animals, nobody really, you know, is looking at the clock, you know, but human beings. So to me, time is BS as far as when people say you should start a business at the age of like 18, like 21. Like when you put a limit on the time, that's when it's BS. That's when it's BS. That's when it's, you know, when you say you need to be married by the age of 30, or you need to have a child by the age of 35, or you need to have a mansion by the time you're, you know, 40, or you want to be retired by the time you're 40. Like, that time is BS, you know, because you really don't want to put, like, yes, you want to put, let me clarify. You want to get things done. You know, I'm not saying you shouldn't I'm not saying don't challenge yourself when it comes to time, but don't beat yourself up if you go past the deadline, or don't make it out to be a big deal. It's just like, if you've been writing down your goals every day, if you write down, I want to start making $25,000 a month, okay? You write the goal down, you see the goal, you know it's going to happen. You know it's going to happen if you just keep doing it, you know. Time will eventually catch up to you, and time eventually will, the time that you put in, the work that you put in, everything, you will eventually make the $25,000 a month. It might not happen in 6 months, it might not happen in a year, but it will happen. So time is constantly moving, but you also have to be moving with the time. You can't just say, oh, I should be doing this by the time I'm 40. I'm doing that by the time I'm 40. No. As long as you're on this earth, you have the time to get something done. So start now. Start doing the stuff. Take the time now. You know, what I'm saying is, yeah, we have time, but, and of course you want to make little goals for yourself. You want to make, of course, we want to make deadlines, you know, but you can't say I should have a mansion by the time I'm 40 if you're not putting in the time to do the thing that you want to do to get the mansion. You know what I mean? Like, you can't put a time stamp on it. You can't wait till you're 30. What I'm saying is, you can't wait till you're 39 and a half and then say, by the time I'm 40, I want to have a mansion, and you just started working 6 months ago towards the mansion. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do that shit. But if you're 20 years old now, and you start doing the stuff, and you say, by the time I'm 40, it's 20 years worth. You got 20 years, you know. It's 20 years from now. I'm pretty sure 20 years from now, you know, you will get to where you want to go. If you've been putting in the time, if you've been putting in all the work, all the effort, you know what I mean? Like, if you've been doing it every day, it's like this. If you do a video every day for 5 years, and you tell yourself, when you first start the YouTube channel, and you tell yourself, I'm going to get 100,000 subscribers. So every day you come, you do a YouTube video. Say every day you come for 2 years, and you're at, you know, 30,000, 37,000. Then you both know, we both know, no matter, you just keep doing it, you're gonna get to 100,000. It might take 5 years, might take 6 years, but we both know that you will get to where you want to go because you are putting in the time. You understand what I'm saying? You have to put in the time. Time doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter about 40. It doesn't matter about the age. It doesn't matter about the length. It's about the time that you put into this stuff. It's about the time that it's about using your time wisely. You know, it's like if you have to work a job or whatever, but you have an hour every day to write an article, to call, make phone calls, to make sales calls. If you F that hour off every day, and then 6 months from now you go, I'm not where I want to be. You haven't put in the time. You haven't put in any time. The hour you get every day, you F it off. So why would you think that you're going to be where you want to be? But you haven't put in the time. When I say time, that's what I mean. You got to put in the time. Time is whatever, as far as like, oh, I should be 45 and I should own like 6 cars. No, if I haven't put in the time, and if I haven't put in the time in the next 5 years, if I don't put in the time to own 6 cars, I can't wake up and say I'm 44 and 363 days and I'm like, oh shit, why come I don't own 6 cars? Because I haven't put in the time. Time went by, but I didn't do anything with the time that went by. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, time doesn't matter when it comes to certain. Time doesn't matter if you're not putting in the time. That's what I'm saying. So that should make sense to you, because no matter how old you are, no matter what the situation is, if you just start putting in the time, results will come. They might not come as fast as you want them. Don't get me wrong, I mean, I want to be a millionaire today, but I'm not. But I'm here with you, putting in the time. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is time. I put in the time every day, and I want you to put in the time every day. We don't have to put a cap on, 6 months, 3 months, 12 months. I don't want to be 28 and do this and do that. Of course, those are goals. You want to write those down, but don't write them down and then look back at them and say, when you're 27 and, 200 days and you go, shit, why come I ain't doing this or why come I'm not doing that? Because you ain't put in no time. You got to put in time around here, you know what I mean? Like, how much time are you putting into the thing that you want to do to get to where you want to go? Oh, there you go, see? All right? So, that might not make sense to some of you, but I know it makes plenty of sense to the rest of you. Okay? So, make sure you're putting in the time. Don't complain if you ain't putting in the time, okay? That's it for today. All right? We're coming out hot on a Monday, okay? Monday morning, 8 o'clock. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. I'm recording this on Sunday night, so I can tell you to tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. This is the best podcast in the what? In the universe, okay? Matter of fact, I got to start putting in time myself, because I got to get this. We got to get this we got to get this name changed. We got to get this podcast, this podcast, it's going good, but we're going to get this podcast to be great. All right. That being said, I hope you are well. Hope you are happy. Hope you are healthy. I hope you are putting in the work that you need to do to get to where you want to go. And we're going to come back tomorrow with another hard-hitting episode of the name before the name change, the Affiliate Party Podcast. My name is Tony Rizzano. I hope you enjoyed episode 89 of the podcast. And as always, everybody, we will talk to you tomorrow. Be safe, be well, be blessed. And as always, everybody, peace.